The biggest turnoff for women is something that you're doing without you realizing it. And I'm gonna share with you exactly what it is in this video so that you can start creating more attraction, allow her to feel connected with you, and eventually she will want to go home with you and sleep with you. So what is actually blocking her to feel the attraction, to get turned on, and to want to go home with you for a wild night? Well, one of the behavior that you do is seeking her validation. And let me explain you what it is. Basically, it's gonna sound very crude, but hear me out here. You are using her to feel better about yourself, because deep down, you don't feel love, you feel maybe lonely, you maybe feel like you don't deserve her, you don't feel good enough, and you're using woman as a way to feel more love, to feel more peace, to feel more freedom. Basically, you're using her to feel better about yourself, like I said. And this, my friend, is turning her off completely. It's a big turn off, but she doesn't realize that you're seeking her validation, right? Consciously, she doesn't know that you're seeking her validation. But on the instinctual level, she gets turned off. She doesn't know why, but she gets super turned off. Some women are capable to see that, but not all, yeah? So what you want to do, what you want to realize is that there is a part of yourself, deep inside of you, that doesn't feel good enough in front of an attractive woman. It doesn't mean that it's the entire you that doesn't feel good enough, because if you're working in your purpose, maybe you feel good enough. If you go to the gym, you probably feel good enough. If you're with your family, you probably feel good enough. If you're with your friends, you probably feel good enough. Maybe not, but probably you feel good enough. But when you are in front of an attractive woman, suddenly, puff, it explodes and you don't feel good enough anymore. It's because it's a part, yeah? This part needs to be dealt with internally, right? You can try as much as you want to solve it externally through external actions, like meeting more women, having more dates, even having more sex, right? You can still have sex and not feel good enough. I worked with clients that were dealing exactly with this, having a lot of sex but not feeling good enough. It's very interesting. And it's a clear proof that doing external actions to feel good enough will not work, because it's an internal issue, my brother. And if it's an internal issue, you need to deal with this with internal tools. And the best tool that I know for this is shadow work, part work, hypnotherapy. This is the things that I teach to my one-on-one clients when they jump on a session with me. And when you start to deal with this, like really at the internal level, you go at the depth of this, you realize the root of why you don't feel good enough. How did it happen? And when you see and feel the root of why you don't feel good enough, how did it happen? Suddenly, it's like a bubble that pops, right? And you decrease this sensation of not feeling good enough, this emotion, and suddenly there is more space of, I deserve her. I am good enough. I have love inside of me. I am confident. And funny enough, when you do the internal work to solve that, naturally your external actions start changing. And it's very fascinating because a lot of the coaches out there that teach internal work, they don't talk about taking actions. But the reality is you need to do both. You need to combine the external work, the external actions, with the internal work as well. When you do that, everything works in your favor. It's really, really powerful. And you start getting more attraction because you feel good enough. Your vibe has changed completely. She feels more attraction. She wants to see you again after the first date, and then eventually she will want to go home with you because she's attracted to you. She sees that you're confident, she can trust you, and things become really effortless. So think about it. If you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me for more. I have many more training to come here, and I'm gonna speak out my truth here.